I hear the train a-comin'. That's right, folks. It's rolling down the track and pulling right into the mainline music stage tonight. Welcome, friends, neighbors, and music lovers from near and far. We're mighty glad you're here for a one-of-a-kind evening we call Stories and Songs. Tonight, we'll be sharing the tales that sparked the tunes and the songs that grew straight out of those stories. You'll laugh, you'll tap your toes, and you just might wipe away a tear or two before the night is through. On stage tonight, we've got a lineup that'll keep this main line rockin'. Ben, Lee, and Abner Jones, better known as the Boys on the Run. Joe and Lily Hartwell, bringing heart and harmony like only they can. Bill Jones and Pure Bluegrass, pure pickin' and mountain soul. Abby Thomas, our mandolin sweetheart with a story to tell. Benjamin Jones and C-Rock, keeping it real with rhythm, rhyme, and a whole lot of fun. And none of this would be possible without our wonderful sponsors, Hometown Pharmacy for always keeping our community healthy, and Northport Putt Putt Golf, where the fun never stops. So sit back, settle in, and let that train roll on down the line. Because tonight, right here on the mainline music stage, the stories are alive, the songs are shining, and the good times are just getting started. Let's go down to the stage and join C-Rock as they get the show started. You know, one of the best parts of my week is running into folks in town. A while back, a lady named Tammy shared one of those stories. She told me about a night she was driving home on the interstate when she came over a hill and right there in the fast lane, sat a car with no lights on. She hit it before she even had time to react, and moments later, an 18-wheeler hit her car on the side. The airbags went off, smoke filled the cabin, and she said it felt like time stopped. She thought she was gone. But by the grace of God, she walked away. Tammy told me that night changed her, made her see how precious life is and how quick it can all change. When she finished telling me, I knew it was a story worth singing about. So I told Lily, and we turned it into this song about the moment when your life flashes before your eyes and you realize how much you've been given. Let's go to the stage and listen as Lily sings this new song.
Almost midnight on the big road, I was heading home alone. Clear sky, stars above me, radio playing low. Out of nowhere on that fast lane, a car was sitting still. No lights, no warning, just fate and steel. Airbags blew, the smoke rolled in, the world went quiet deep within, I felt the twist, I heard the cries, and my whole life flashed before my eyes. Before my eyes, I saw my mama smile, the Sunday church and my first child, all the roads I traveled, love and tears gone by. It all came down in that blink of time. God held me close through fire and night when my life passed before my eyes. 18 wheels of thunder tore the silence wide, hit me on the shoulder, then vanished in the night. Angels must have covered me, I should have been long gone, but somehow I was breathing, somehow I held on. Broken glass, the flashing lights, I whispered, Lord, not tonight. Then peace came down from the darkest sky as my whole life rolled before my eyes. Before my eyes, I saw my daddy's hands, my wedding day, that golden band, all the dreams I'd buried deep inside. They rose again in that flash of light. Heaven was near, but I'm still alive, 'cause my life passed before my eyes. Now every sunrise feels brand new, every heartbeat says thank you. I don't take one mile for granted, I got proof that miracles do happen. Before my eyes, I saw the truth so clear. Life's too short for doubt or fear. Every breath I take, I know why. I was saved by grace that night, and I'll never forget that holy sight when my life passed before my eyes. Now when I drive beneath those skies, I whisper, thank you, Lord, for the life before my eyes.
Caroline Snyder is a local author, and she writes books about her life and her family. Caroline has a story that led to a great song sung by Bill Jones. Caroline says, "A few years ago, I was walking through the city park one afternoon, the kind of quiet weekday where time just moves slower. I saw this older man sitting all alone on a worn-out bench. He wasn't doing anything, just staring off into the distance like he was someplace else entirely. I almost stopped to talk to him, just to say hello, but I didn't. I walked on, and for some reason, I couldn't stop thinking about him. I kept wondering what memories he was living in. Maybe fishing with his dad, or dancing with his sweetheart, or hearing his mother's laughter. That image stuck with me so long, I finally sat down and wrote a poem about this man on the bench. It's about how sometimes the quietest people carry the loudest stories, and how one small moment can stay with you forever." Let's listen to Bill Jones sing his song about this special moment.
I saw a man the other day, sitting on a bench where time had its say. The wood was warm, the lines on his face. He was staring off, lost in a distant place. His hat laid gently on his knee. In his eyes, a world I couldn't see. He looked so forlorn, and the part park was still. In the silence my heart felt to chill. Was he a boy again or lost in old dreams? A life full of love or some long gone scene? I wanted to reach out but I held back. Now I wonder, did I miss the chance? Was he fishing by a river or picking berries in the sun? Did he hear his mother's laughter or play in the field for fun? Maybe he was dreaming of a gentle wife by his side, or of those carefree days when life was a joyful ride. He seemed to wander in a land of his own, in memories where he felt at home. He looked so forlorn and the park was still. In the silence my heart felt a chill. Was he a boy again or lost in old dreams? A life full of love or some long gone scene? I wanted to reach out but I held back. Now I wonder, did I miss the chance? Oh, if I could turn back time and find the words to say, maybe I could lift his spirits, brighten up his day. In the echoes of his silence, I wish I'd found a way to share a smile or a story, to chase his blues away. He looked so forlorn and the park was still. In the silence my heart felt a chill. Was he a boy again or lost in old dreams? A life full of love or some long gone scene? I wanted to reach out but I held back. Now I wonder, did I miss the chance? I saw a man the other day, and his memory lingers in my heart to stay. In the quiet of the park, he's a story untold, a chapter of a life in the years of old.
So I don't know if any of y'all have ever been to a writer's round before. It's where a bunch of songwriters sit in a circle and take turns singing their songs, usually just a guitar or story and a whole lot of heart. Now don't get me wrong, I love a good sad song as much as the next guy. But I started to notice something after going to a few of these rounds. Almost every song was about a breakup, a heartbreak, or some kind of loss. One fella sang 3 songs in a row about the same woman, and by the third one I felt like I needed to send him flowers. There was this one night I remember real well. The room was quiet, candles on the tables, folks nodding along with tears in their eyes. And I thought, man, I sure could use a song about a dog or a truck or maybe even a biscuit right about now. Something with a little sunlight in it. But instead I walked out into the parking lot afterward, and the night air felt heavy, full of all those broken hearts hanging in the air. That's when it hit me. Maybe the song I needed to hear hadn't been written yet. So I went home and wrote this one for all those lonely tunes floating around out there. It's called Another Lonely Tune.
The porch light's burning low again. I'm watching the shadows on the wall. That old clock keeps on ticking, like it's heard it all before. There's a silence in this cabin that echoes through the room. So I pick up my guitar and hum another lonely tune. Another lonely tune for a heart that's lost its way. A melody for memories that just won't fade away. The night wind whispers softly beneath the silver moon, and I'm sitting here singing another lonely tune. Your picture's by the windowsill, faded from the summer sun. I swore I'd move on someday, but that someday never comes. Each note I play reminds me of the love I once knew. So I pour out my heartstrings in another lonely tune. Another lonely tune for a love I can't replace. Each tear falls in rhythm down this weathered face. The stars shine like old memories that ended much too soon, and I'm sitting here singing another lonely tune. Maybe one day you'll hear it through the pine trees in the night, and know that I still love you, though we're nowhere in sight. Another lonely tune, but it keeps my soul alive. In the stillness of the midnight, the music helps me survive. I'll play till the dawnlight and pray you'll hear it soon, as I'm sitting here singing. Yeah, I'm sitting here singing another lonely tune.
When I was growing up, my grandmama had this old porch light, one of those that never seemed to go out. No matter how late we came home, it was always shining. I remember one night I stayed out way later than I should have. You know, that teenage mix of fun and foolishness. And when I pulled up, there it was, that same yellow glow. She was sitting in her chair, waiting. Didn't even have to say a word. That light said it all. Years later, when she passed, I found that same old fixture in her shed. It didn't even work anymore, but I couldn't bring myself to throw it away. It reminded me that no matter how far we wander, there's always somebody or something waiting for us to come home. So I wrote this song for her, and for anyone who's ever found their way back by the glow of a front porch light.
Every evening when the sun went down, the light came on just outside of town. Through summer storms and winter's chill, that porch light burned, it's burning still. Front porch light keeps shining bright through the darkest hours of the night. Guide me home when I lose my way, to love that never fades away. Front porch light, soft and true, Grandma, I still think of you. sky. Front porch lights shine on strong. Through the years you've led me along. When my journey's finally through, I'll find my way back home to you.
Now, I know a lot of you have heard me sing songs about coon dogs before, but this one's a little closer to home. You see, my neighbor James had himself the finest hound you ever laid eyes on. A big old coon dog named Duke, smart as a whip, loyal as Sunday dinner, and could track a raccoon through a rainstorm on a moonless night. But Duke had one little problem. He had a sweetheart that lived down the gravel road. Every now and then, he'd slip the chain, trot off to visit, and come home the next morning looking mighty proud of himself. Well, one week he didn't come home. Day turned to night turned to worry, and we figured old Duke had run off for good. But about 3 days later, here he comes, a little skinny, tail waggin', ears floppin', barkin' like he owned the world. Nobody knows where he went. James said he must have been out tellin' the forest who was boss. That whole story reminded me that sometimes even the best of us wander off for a spell. But the good ones, the faithful ones, always find their way back home. So we put it to music. Here's a little number called The Ballad of Old Duke.
Down that gravel road he'd roam, tail held high, far from home. Through the pines and the pale moonlight, you could hear him calling through the night. Old Duke's gone, but not for long, singing that wildwood freedom song. Through the holler, through the dew, he'll find his way back home to you. We see that coon dog smiling back at me. Old Duke's gone, but not for long, singing that wildwood freedom song. Through the holler, through the dew, he'll find his way back home to you. He's the king of the trail through and through. The legend lives, old Duke, that's you.
You know, every once in a while, a man gets tired of clocking in, paying taxes, and playing by the rules. Sometimes you just want to throw the rule book out the truck window and see how far that road runs before the law catches up. Now, this next song, it's about a man I met one summer night out near the county line. He was sitting on a rusted-out Chevy tailgate behind an old bait shop, picking a guitar with just 3 strings left on it. Said he didn't need the rest. Three's all I trust. Never caught his real name. Folks just called him Hitch, 'cause he was always moving. Thumb out, guitar on his back, no map, no plan. He said he wasn't running from nothing, just chasing something he couldn't quite name. Last I heard, he was headed west with the sunrise. Maybe he's still out there, still singing his story. I wrote this one for him, for every drifter who never fit inside the lines. The boys on the run will bring him back. Let's fire it up, boys. This one's called Raised on Trouble.
Daddy ran shine in a flatbed Ford. Mama said, boy, don't you chase that road. But I got dust in my boots and a wild streak wide. Been dodging blue lights since I learned to drive. 'Cause I was raised on trouble, born in a storm. Hotter than a pistol, meaner than the norm. Got a rebel heart and a worn-out grin. If I had to do it over, I'd do it again. Worked 2 weeks, then blew my pay on a honky-tonk queen down in Santa Fe. She said, honey, you bad. I said, darling, I know. We danced till dawn with the devil in tow. 'Cause I was raised on trouble, born in a storm. Hotter than a pistol, meaner than the norm. Got a rebel heart and a worn-out grin. If I had to do it over, I'd do it again. Got a scar on my hand from a barroom fight, a badge on my tail near every night. But freedom don't come with a 9 to 5. It comes with a roll when your wheels hit dry. I was raised on trouble, raised on sin, running from the past with a gust of wind. If you see me coming, better step aside, 'cause I ain't slowing down till the day I die. Yeah, raised on trouble, I'm proud of it.
You know, not every song comes from a happy place. Sometimes they come from a night when you don't think you'll make it till morning. A few years ago, I went through one of those times. I felt like the world had gone quiet, and the prayers I was sending up were just bouncing off the ceiling. Then one night, my mama called me. And she didn't say much, she just said, "Honey, don't you forget, the light don't go out just because you can't see it." So I went to my piano and wrote this song that night. It's for anybody who's walking through the dark, 'cause no matter how far gone the night seems, the light still shines.
felt the rain. I've lost some battles, I've carried pain, but even when the stars hid from my eyes, a whisper said, hold on, the sun will rise. The light still shines when the night gets cold, through broken dreams and hearts grown old. When your faith feels small and your tears won't dry, look up, child, the light still shines. I've stood by graves, I've said goodbye, I've asked the Lord, dear God, why? But mercy found me when I fell apart. Love rewrote the lines upon my heart. The light still shines when the night gets cold, through broken dreams and hearts grown old. When your faith feels small and your tears won't dry, look up, child, the light still shines. Even when you can't feel grace, it's there in a quiet place, through every valley low and wide. There's still a spark you can't hide. The light still shines through the storm and pain. It breaks the dark like a sweet refrain. So lift your eyes to the endless sky. The light still shines, the light still shines. And when this world fades behind, His love still shines, His love still shines.
Now, you know I love singing with Lily, but I also love playing at places that don't have fancy lights or big stages. My favorite stage in the whole world is the back of a hay wagon down at the county fair. See, when I was about 12, my daddy signed us up to play at the local fair. We didn't have matching shirts, half the strings on my mandolin were rusted, and Mama was selling funnel cakes 2 booths down. But when the lights came on and that summer breeze hit, it didn't matter, 'cause music was in the air. This song's about those nights, the laughter, the smell of popcorn, the sound of fiddles and tractors and love in the air. If you've ever danced barefoot in the grass under fair lights, this one's for you. It's called County Fair Nights.
Sunset gold on a cotton candy sky. Tractors lined up, banners flying high. Kids running wild, trying to win that bear, while the band tunes up in the evening air. County Fair nights, the stars come alive. Banjo picking keeps your heart in time. Dancing in circles till the fireflies fade. Sweet summer memories never wash away. Oh, County Fair nights, yeah, that's where
Now, I know y'all think bluegrass boys live quiet lives, just picking on the porch, singing about love and the Lord. But let me tell you, we've had our share of chaos on the road. Couple years back, we got booked to play at a church picnic over in Yazoo County. Sounded simple enough. Me, the boys, the bus, and a cooler full of cheese sandwiches. We pull in about noon, start setting up, and Abner, bless his heart, decides to open my banjo case to tune her up. Next thing I know, Abner jumps 3 feet in the air, screams like a banshee, and slams that case shut. I thought maybe a snake had crawled in, but when I opened it, a possum comes crawling out, blinking like he just woke up from a Sunday nap. Must have climbed in the night before when we loaded up the bus. That rascal took off across the churchyard, right through the dessert table. Peach cobbler flew everywhere. Sister Martha nearly fainted, and the preacher hollered, "Catch that devil." So here we are, 3 grown men chasing a possum with banjos in our hands, while the congregation's singing, "I'll Fly Away." I tell you what, that critter made sure we did. Anyway, after that day, we wrote this little number to remember our 4-legged bandmate. It's fast, it's rowdy, and it'll make you think twice before leaving your case open on the porch. Here's one we call The Possum in the Case.
We loaded up the bus one Friday night, headed down to Yazoo, feeling right, tuned up the string, said grace and a prayer, but something in my banjo was breathing there. There's a possum in the case, Lord, what a sight. Jumped out screaming in the broad daylight, he stole the show, ran through the pies, while the preacher prayed and the ladies cried. Oh Lord, have mercy, what a wild embrace, with that old possum in the case. Dodged the punch, he dodged the cake, knocked poor rabbit in the lemonade. Lately tried to trap him with a tater sack, but that possum just grinned and ran right back. There's a possum in the case, Lord, what a sight. Jumped out screaming in the broad daylight, he stole the show, ran through the pies, while the preacher prayed and the ladies cried. Oh Lord, have mercy, what a wild embrace, with that old possum in the case. Folks still talk about the Sunday morn when pure brass played and the cobble was torn. The preacher said, boys, that critter's got grace, we just call him the spirit of the place. There's a possum in the case, play it fast and loud. He's the wildest picker in the bluegrass crowd. When the lights go low and the fiddles race, we thank the Lord for that possum in the case. Yeah, he stole our fame and half our grace, that wild old possum in the case.
Evening, everybody. My name's Seth, born and raised right here in the county, and I ain't ashamed to tell y'all I got baptized in the coldest creek water God ever made. Now, this was back when I was 12, and I thought I was ready for it, 'cause I'd seen folks do it before. The preacher would wade out in the water, raise his hand, and down they'd go all peaceful-like. Well, that was the plan anyway. We went down to Mill Creek one Sunday afternoon in July, but that water felt like it came straight out of the North Pole. I stepped in and yelped loud enough to startle the turtles. The preacher said, "Son, you all right?" I said, "I reckon so, but if salvation's any colder, I'll need a coat. He just smiled and said, "You'll be all right, boy. The Lord's about to light a fire in your soul." And let me tell you, he did. Cold water, warm heart. That day stuck with me ever since. So I wrote this song about it, and it's called Down by the Creek. Thanks to Joe and Lily for singing my song tonight.
We drove out past the cotton fields where the pine trees kissed the sky. The preacher stood with the Bible in hand and the sun was burning high.
I kicked off my shoes, rolled up my jeans. Mama said, "Boy, don't you slip." That water hit me like 1,000 dreams, and I felt my soul take a dip.
Down by the creek where the water runs cold, I found a peace that warmed my soul. The preacher said, "Son, now don't you fear. The Lord's in the water and he's right here." Down by the creek I saw the light shine bold. In that muddy water I got saved and whole. Down by the creek the catfish swam and the choir sang. Old folks waved from the hill. Some cried tears, some shouted amen, and my heart just stood still.
That summer day I found my way through laughter, chills, and grace.
And every time I hear that hymn, I can still feel that place. Down by the creek where the water runs cold, I found a peace that warmed my soul. The preacher said, "Son, now don't you fear. The Lord's in the water and he's right here." Down by the creek I saw the light shine bold. In that muddy water I got saved and whole. Down by the creek. Now years have come and time's rolled on, but I still go down alone. When life feels heavy I take my cares to that creek where I was known. Down by the creek where the water runs cold, I find his grace still takes hold. And when my time comes I'll find that shore where faith runs deep forevermore. Down by the creek I'll lay my load. In that blessed water I found my road. Yeah, down by the creek my soul got hold.
Now y'all ever hear the stories about the old days in these mountains? I'm talking about a time when folks had a little extra trouble on the side. And I ain't meaning trouble with the neighbors. I'm talking moonshine. My grandpappy used to tell me how he'd sneak that shine down the mountain roads in his old 1940 Chevy 3100. Lights out, tires screeching, sheriff hot on his tail, and that truck rattling like it was alive. Grandpa said the key was two things: keep your foot on the gas and your eyes on the stars. One night, they chased him all the way past the creek, around the bend by Old Mill Hollow, and right through the county line. Never a scratch, never a bottle lost. Just him laughing the whole way and the lawman wondering if he'd seen a ghost. So we wrote this one for all the wild hearts out there, those who take the long way home and live a little faster than the rules allow. Here's Midnight Moonshine Run. Play it, boys.
Lights are low, the night is clear. Old Chevy rumbles, tires spinning fear. Mountains whisper as the engine roars. The sheriff's behind, but I'm settling scores. It's a midnight moonshine run, feet to the floor. Racing the law and the county line door. Laughing with shadows, wind in my hair. A rebel heart without a care. Creek beds flashing under pale moonlight. Every turning corner, a thrilling fight. Bottles rattle in the back of the truck. Freedom tastes sweet when you're out of luck. It's a midnight moonshine run, feet to the floor. Racing the law and the county line door. Laughing with shadows, wind in my hair. A rebel heart without a care. Grandpappy said, son, keep your eyes ahead. Don't let the lawman fill you with dread. If the night's alive and the stars shine bright, you'll be laughing loud when you see daylight. It's a midnight moonshine run, hear the tires squeal. Feel the thrill, know the danger's real. We're kings of the back roads, wild and free. Living fast, just like family. Yeah, the moon shines down, the mountains hum, and we'll be laughing on our midnight run.
Y'all know, life has a way of teaching you lessons in the quiet moments. Not the kind you hear about in stories of outlaws or wild adventures, but the kind that sit in a box under your bed, waiting for you to notice them. When I was away at college, I was homesick more than I'd ever admit. Missing the farm, the smell of fresh-cut hay, Mama's biscuits in the morning, Daddy telling me stories of the old days. I felt like I was losing a little piece of myself every day. One afternoon, I was cleaning out my little dorm room and came across a box I hadn't opened in months. It was filled with letters my parents had written to me over the years. Some were short, some long, some funny, some serious, but all of them full of love. Letters reminding me I was never alone, that even when I felt far from home, they were walking with me every step of the way. There were letters with jokes only they would understand, little stories about the farm, and advice I probably didn't want to hear back then. Like, son, don't forget to write. Don't forget who you are. And every time I read one, I could hear their voices. I could see Mama smiling, Daddy's laugh ringing out across the room, and suddenly the loneliness didn't feel so heavy anymore. That night, I sat down and wrote a song, not just about the letters themselves, but about the love and guidance that traveled in those folded pieces of paper. About how, no matter where we go, the people who love us can always carry us home. This one's for them, and for anybody who's ever felt far from the ones who matter most. It's called Letters from Home.
And a box beneath the bed, yellowed papers, the words they said. Mama wrote, don't you lose your way. Daddy laughed, son, you'll be okay. okay. Letters from home, they guide me still through dusty roads, through every hill. When I feel lost, when nights are long, I hear their hearts in every song. Letters from home keep me strong, carry me back where I belong. A joke about the old red barn, a note about a stormy farm, tales of love, of work, of grace. I see their smiles in every place. Letters from home, they guide me still through dusty roads, through every hill. When I feel lost, when nights are long, I hear their hearts in every song. Letters from home keep me strong, carry me back where I belong. Even miles apart, their voices near. Every word reminds me they're here. Through the years, their love remains. Ink on paper, through joys and pains. Letters from home, they guide me still through dusty roads, through every hill. When I feel lost, when nights are long, I hear their hearts in every song. Letters from home keep me strong, carry me back where I belong. Yeah, letters from home always bring me back where I belong.
Y'all, tonight has been something truly special. This mainline music stage isn't just a place to play. It's a place where stories live, where laughter and tears come together, and where music carries the heart of this community. We've shared wild adventures, heartfelt moments, and laughs that shook the rafters. We've met characters from the mountains, the creeks, the county fair, and even some of y'all right here in the crowd. Each story we tell, every song we sing, is a thread in a tapestry that this stage has woven for years. And the best part? Y'all are part of it. Your cheers, your laughter, your tears. That's what makes this stage come alive. So tonight, we wanted to bring all of those stories together. From the laughter of a possum in a banjo case to the peace found down by the creek, from midnight moonshine runs to letters tucked away under beds, every song has led us here. And this one's for the people who keep this stage alive, all of you. It's called Sunrise on the River.
The river winds through hills of green, where laughter echoes and hearts convene. Morning breaks with a golden glow, stories of life in every flow. Sunrise on the river, light in our eyes, songs of our journey under open skies. Hands together, hearts aligned, we leave no story, no love behind.
Fiddles dance with a rolling tide, banjo picks and mandolins collide. Memories whisper in the summer breeze, a tapestry woven with joy and peace.
Sunrise on the river, light in our eyes, songs of our journeys under open skies. Hands together, hearts aligned, we leave no story, no love behind. From back road nights to county fairs, through laughter, tears, and answered prayers, every song, every tale we've known carries the love that we have sown.
We have sown.
Sunrise on the river, see it shine, our voices rise, your hearts with mine.
Stories and songs, together we stand.
Love and laughter, hand in hand.
Sunrise on the river, hear it ring.
Celebrate the life that the night will bring.
As the river carries us along,
We'll keep singing life's endless song. From back road nights to county fairs, through laughter, tears, and answered prayers, every song, every tale we've known carries the love that we have sown.
we have sown.
Sunrise on the river, see it shine, our voices rise, your hearts with mine.
Stories and songs, together we stand.
Love and laughter, hand in hand.
Sunrise on the river, hear it ring.
Celebrate the life that the night will bring.
From mainline music stage to the hearts we touch,
We've shared our lives and it means so much. As the river carries us along, we'll keep singing life's endless song. Sunrise on the river,
where memories belong.
where memories belong. Good night, everybody.
Well, folks, what a night it's been here on the Mainline Music Stage. We've heard laughter, stories from the heart, and songs born straight from life itself. From Ben, Lee, and Abner Jones, the Boys on the Run, to Joe and Lily Hartwell, Bill Jones, and Pure Bluegrass, Abby Thomas, Benjamin Jones, and Sea Rock. Every one of them reminded us that music and story walk hand in hand down the same long road. Remember this: everyone has a story, but not everyone has a song. So before the lights go out tonight, take a moment to ask someone about their story. You might just find the next song waiting inside their words. We'd like to thank our sponsors once again, Hometown Pharmacy and Northport Putt Putt Golf, for helping keep this main line rolling strong. Don't forget to follow us and keep the music alive. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, The Mainline Music Stage, for full performances and behind-the-scenes moments. Like and follow our Facebook page to stay up to date on upcoming shows and special guests. And stop by our selfie store for Mainline Music Stage merchandise, recordings, and exclusive releases from tonight's performers. From all of us here, the musicians, storytellers, crew, and friends, thank you for being part of our Mainline family. This was a production of the Mainline Music Stage. All rights reserved. Unauthorized recording, duplication, or distribution of this performance is prohibited by law. Until next time, keep your stories close, your songs loud, and your hearts in tune. Good night, God bless, and we'll see you down the line.